stamping friends, it's Sharon Armstrong, your Stampin' Up demonstrator. We're going to make this card today on the video, and I hope you can tell how elegant it looks just with a little bit of silver embossing powder. The card opens like this, so it's a little bit different of a fold. We always love fun folds. To get started, I'm going to use my embossing buddy on my piece of Night of Navy cardstock and really make sure that I've got the whole thing covered because I'm pretty much going to do a lot of stamping on this piece. The first thing I'm going to stamp is the sentiment. I'm using Versarmark ink, and I'm going to stamp that fairly in the middle. I know you can't see it yet, but the magic will begin very soon. Alright, so then I'm going to ink up, I'm using the stamp set Star of Light from the 2016 Holiday Catalog by Stampin' Up. And I just want to get a little bit of my stamp inked. And I'm going to stamp once up there. Look at all that embossing powder, embossing buddy on my finger. The joys of crafting. Okay, then I'm going to take and do this one up from the bottom. Let me wipe off my fingers so that's not so messy. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to use some silver embossing powder. And then I'm going to heat set. I hope you can see how pretty that is. Just a lot of shimmer going on. My next piece is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of Night of Navy, and I'm going to be stamping what goes on the inside. So I'm pretty much stamping the whole area. Once again, we're going to use our embossing buddy and just make another mess. But this time I'll wipe my hands. All right, so I'm going to take my bigger stamp and scoot that over. Ink it up with the Versamark. The Versamark ink is a stickier ink and it allows the embossing powder to stick to it really well. So I'm going to stamp right there. And then I lined my stamps on the same block that I want to use because it's going to say Merry Christmas, and then it says May your season be peaceful, your new year be bright. That's the beauty of the clear blocks. You can make your own stamp by combining stamps, verbiages, sentiments, images, things like that. Alright, so on this I'm going to stamp about right there. Back to my embossing powder, my silver. You could use gold if you're a gold person. I'm really a silver person, so I'm always drawn to that one. Can you tell I'm silver with all my jewelry? All right, so now we're going to emboss. sure that all of your powder is nice and shiny, I'm going to take my cloth and just kind of wipe off that powder residue from the embossing buddy. I'll make sure that's good and cool. And I'm going to do the same thing. There we go. All right, so now time to put our card together. This piece, where did I put my snail? You know, a crafter's workspace, if you can see my workspace here, like all you see is where the camera's at, I've got stuff everywhere. Is your craft frame like that? I bet it is. Are you the type of crafter that just leaves the mess out and keeps adding to it, or do you clean up after every project? I like to clean up after every project. I just find that it helps me think a little bit better when I do that, but everybody has their own way. All right, so put that on there. I think this card is very easy, but so elegant. I think you could really make quite a few of these and have them ready for the holiday season. And we're done. So you'll see this panel right here. This is where you could write with your ink, you know, your sentiment and everything. If you have a some type of silver pen or our white gel pens, you could even just sign your name here, whatever works for you. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next video.
Look at